Hello, Indians! My name is Josh Blair, your coach of the New York Metagross. Welcome back to the UAPB, the United Association of Pokemon Battlers. I find it really funny. First and foremost, we were ranked number 13 on the post-draft power rankings. Eat your heart out, analysts. We are 2-0. Coming off a win against Crimson, coach of the Oklahoma City Thunder is my boy. And today we turn our attention to ZDH and his... I don't remember. I honestly don't remember what his team name is. I mean, you can see it in the title. You know what his team name is. We all know what his team name is, except for me. Post Me knows what the team name is. Isn't that right? There we go. Anyway, he has a spoopy, scary team. And it's not updated on the doc what his name or his team name is, because he used to be Redikai and the Minnesota Timberwolves, and he dropped. So now we have ZDH in his place, and it's just... it's something. Anyway, we're facing ZDH, and his team should appear below me now. Shit! I forgot to fix that. Oh, I can't believe I forgot to change the size of it. Okay, well, I'm a professional, so we're just, real quick, we're just gonna do this, and then, Well, there's his team. He has Veil offense. I knew it was Veil offense. Like, I remember saying last week that it was Veil offense. So, anyway, he has Zygarde, 50%, huge threat, setup sweeper, great setup sweeper, and, with the access of 1,000 waves, or 1,000 arrows, it became one of the best mons in OU and League format. So it's there. And he has an Alolan Ninetales, which is really good for setting up Veil and just being general pain in the ass, so that's always fun. Volcarona, of course. With the addition of Z-Moose, which of course it is his Z-Captain, became one of the most annoying and hardest to prep for setup sweepers in the game. So that's something. Quiver Dance is always really scary, however I do have mons that can kind of handle it. I do have an Infernape, which will outspeed it if I'm Choice Scarf at +1. Or I'll outspeed him at +1 if I'm Choice Scarf. So that's always good. And I can Rock Slide that. I also have a Goodor, which takes hits really well, and a Serperior, which can take almost everything except for Giga Drain really well. So I don't really know if it's going to come, but it can. Suicune, another setup sweeper. This is starting to look very familiar. Shout out to the DBL. Calm Mind Sweeper, Bulky Water, Extraordinaire, Rest Talk is his only way for recovery. Outside Leftovers, so that's always cool. Delmise, one of his hazard controllers, the other being Swellow's Defog, and Absol's Magic Bounce. Team is set up pretty well to help support stuff like Alolan Ninetales and Volcarona, which don't really like rocks. Delmise, of course, a decent spinner. Grass Ghost type is always a really good defensive typing, especially with Steel Stab, thanks to Steelworker. And it's just a phenomenal rapid spinner. Very slow, very bulky. Azelf, the GOAT! MLP GOAT! 22-3 in the MLP. My baby. And Gigantic Threat. So that's fun. Nasty Plot's actually really scary for this team, especially if I don't run Choice Scarfers. However, it is very pressured by stuff like Choice Scarf and Infernape, as well as my Mimikyu. So that's something to note. Also, it needs a lot of coverage to really be able to break through my team, and it needs certain moves. Like, it wants Side Shock for Goodra, but it wants Psychic for Serperior, and if it doesn't run Psychic for Serperior, it's going to want Grass not to do something. But it also wants, like, Fire Blast for Infernape, or Fire Blast for Fortress and Serperior and stuff, and then it can't really do too much to Grumpig with running Psychic, Grass, and Fire, and then Kamala can take it on and Sucker Punch it. I think it's very, very limited in what it can run. Absol. That's a threat. That right there is a threat. Especially if a mixed set decides to come. I do have Zapdos, which would scare it with the static. However, I'm actually not bringing that. And my dark resists are very few and far between. However, I do have ways I can handle it. And of course, like I said, Infernape does heavily pressure his team, especially a Choice Scarf set. So that's something to note. Metagross, don't really expect this to come. I pressure with just about everything on my team. The only thing it really does for him, I feel, is give him a Serperior check as well as a Goodra check. He could bring it for that, but I mean, Delmise also does that, so there's that. Swallow, super fast. Gen 7 was just so damn good to Swallow. Like, it was just so good. Now it's just like a scary mon that you never really want to switch into. So that's something. Specs, of course, really threatening. Outspeed my entire team. Does really good against Mimikyu because it's scrappy, goes through my ghost type, and it's immune to Shadow Sneak. So, yay, I gotta hit a play rough versus that if I decide to bring it. Me and Xiao, fighting types are always scary, of course, especially this one. However, it does not, does have to be careful of Mimikyu. I can always take a knockoff or whatever. I can take anything he goes for. He can't really hit me super effectively. I don't believe he gets steel type moves, or he might get Shadow Claw. I'm not sure. I'm not really too worried about it. I don't think he'll bring because of my Wheezing, because of my Zapdos, because of my Grumpig, because of my Mimikyu, because I think there's plenty better mons that he could be bringing. And then finally he has the Alolan Golem. Alolan is one of his other rockers, the other being the Metagross, and his elf. His elf could also run like Focus Sash Lead, so that's interesting. Alolan Galvanize makes it kind of an issue. However, if it runs, due to the fact that it's Electric Rock, it does not do a damn thing to my Serperior. So that's good, and I can also pressure him, again, with the Infernape and stuff like my Serperior. So that's really nice. Now, I've been talking about my team. If you do not know what our team is, number 13 in post-draft, number 3 in the league overall. We have the Zapdos, ZZ, Mimikyu, Infernape, Mega Sharpedo, Goodra, Fortress, Rhyperior, Wheezing, Serperior, Komala, and the Grumpig. Now, let's get into what we're bringing, shall we? First one we are going to be bringing is making his debut, Ripjaw, Crunch, Psychic Fangs, Ice Fang, and Aqua Jet. I have enough speed so that I can outspeed a Volcarona. I did not want to run enough speed for Volcarona. In all honesty, I wanted to run, like, no speed. But we are here, and it's good to have just in case I need to crunch the Volcarona. However, with Aqua Jet, I can pressure that thing. Priority is really, really good against this team, and I really wanted to make a Sharpedo just because of Psychic Fangs being able to break the Aurora Veil. So that's really good. Crunch is a really good move against his team. Absol's kind of the only mon that he really wants to switch into Crunches. That and Alolan Ninetales, but of course Psychic Fangs, and then needs to attack me, which I have switch-ins too, kind of. I have switch-ins, kind of, not really. Anyway, Aqua Jet, again, really good against his team. Suicune is, of course, his best answer to this. Kind of annoying, but, like, I can't not bring it, in my opinion. I think it's just way too good to bring. I just realized how weak this team is to Vincoon. Wow. This team is very weak to Vincoon. I'm going to have to be careful of that. I'll find a way, I'm sure. I really hope he doesn't bring Vincoon. I don't think he would. Personally, I think he brings, like, I don't know what he brings. I don't think he brings Vincoon just because I have Serperior. He might. I don't know. Anyway. Vincoon, kind of threatening. Ice Fang is there for Zygarde, of course. If it's not set up, I can just Ice Fang it and kill it. I do have decent bulk and can take an extreme speed should I need to be able to, or should I need to. And the point of this team is kind of what it was last week, was to stack him up, or have to stack him, whittle him down, and then eventually just come in with priority and speed, mainly priority this time, and just overwhelm him and hopefully be able to clean up with one of my 3 priority users, as you can see here. So that's Sharpedo, doing very well. I do take Sucker Punches from Absol, so if I weaken that thing, I can just Aqua Jet it and kill it, which is nice. Again, his team just does not like Mega Shark, other than Suicune, so that's good. If I can keep Aurora away, I can pressure Suicune with this, so that's good. Next one we are bringing, my baby Peekaboo, Mimikyu, Barium Z with a disguise, Swords Dance, Play Rough, Shadow Sneak, and Shadow Claw, of course, and enough speed to outspeed the Zygarde, which sucks. I can't run Adamant this week, but I am very, very strong in Fairy Z. I believe Twinkle Tackle will knock out Zygarde from full. And I really liked Fairy Z because I wanted the immediate power, because I feel like this is going to be more of a wall breaker than a sweeper. Although it could be a sweeper. Having the ability to break through like stuff like Suicune if he decides to bring Crocoon is really nice. And this just really heavily pressures him. Disguise lets me take a hit from stuff like Absol and fire back a Play Rough or a Twinkle Tackle if I don't feel like missing. I can take a hit from Swallow because of my Disguise and kill that thing with a Twinkle Tackle. I can kill the Me and Xiao. I believe Shadow Claw plus Shadow Sneak will kill that thing. Alolan Golem is bulky enough to take me on, but I do not expect that thing to come. Volcarona, of course, I can hit really hard. The little Ninetales I can hit decently hard. However, I don't really want to stay in on that and get my disguise broken just for Aurora. Now, Suicune. Suicune, again, I mentioned this thing being a huge threat. Scald can, of course, burn me. However, I can SD up and potentially beat that. So that's very nice. And, yeah. Very good mon. Very good mon. I really like this mon. I really, really like Mimikyu. So anyway, it can just like, he really does not like it. This also helps me check himself, which is really threatening to the team. Next one we are bringing, I have to bring this mon. It is Goodra, Assault Vest, Sap Sipper, Dragon Tail, Thunder Punch, Rock Slide, and Earthquake. So I have enough speed, outspeed, and no speed. No speed. Suicune, as well as a max speed Delmise or Lolum. This gives me a kind of okay switch into the Delmise. I can't do a damn thing to it except for Dragon Tail. However, I do switch in to his Grass Stab, so that's really nice. I have Dragon Tail, so I can phase out the Suicune, and this is what I was talking about, where Vinkune could be really annoying. I have to check if I break the sub. I'm pretty sure Dragon Tail does 25% to a Suicune, and actually I will check right now. Shout out to Ellie, by the way. Shout out to the 8-bit Insomnia, or the base Ellie. The base Liquids? I don't know. Shout out to Ellie. Ellie's amazing. I am calking. What am I calking now? Suicune. Calm Mind Protect, that's the wrong set. I want a defensive one just in case. Roarcoon, sure. With the Goodra. So, Dragon Tail. Dragon Tail. Adamant. I do not break this up. Wow. That sucks. That actually blows. I 2KO this up, which is nice. Huh. Thunder Punch breaks this up. I'm positive. I was positive about the last one. This Thunder Punch, it has a chance. What if you're max? It still has a chance. Anyway, I'm so depressed now. Anyway, I can take on Suicune, except for Vinkune, really well. Vinkune is a very, very, very big threat to this team. And I really hope that no one can hear the background noise. Wow, I hope the music drowns that out. So Dragon Tail, Thunder Punch, Rock Slide, and Earthquake. Edgequake is really good against this team. Rock Slide is there for the Volcarona. Thunder Punch is there for, again, the Suicune. So I can do some kind of damage to it. And Thunder Punch also hits Swellow, so I don't have to risk Rock Slide, Rock Slide versus that. Earthquake, of course, hits the Metagross decently hard, as well as OHKOing the Alolan Golem. 2KOing the Alolan Golem, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, I can just phase out Set of Sweepers. I can also phase out the Zygarde. If that thing's just running Mono 1,000 arrows, I can phase that out before he hits me. And even if he does, I'd take it rather well. So the Spadef allows me to not get 3-hit KO'd by the Swellow after rocks, I believe. Swellow is a huge threat, and I have to be careful of it. Actually, it is not. It is actually so I can avoid being 3-hit KO'd by Timid Specs without rocks. So that's fun. The combination of Volcarona plus Swellow is going to be a gigantic pain in the ass. So anyway, I'm really scared of that combo. If both of those come, it's a threat. If one of them comes, I have two different wands that can kind of handle both of them. So I got to play carefully around those. Anyway, next one we're going to be bringing is our Infernape Choice Banded. And you are Blaze. I want you to be Iron Fist so I can have Mach Punch doing as much as possible. I have enough speed to outspeed the Manchow. And Flare Blitz Close Combat, just destroy his team. Suicune does not want to take Banded Close Combat whatsoever. U-Turn is there for good momentum. Sure, I think like Volcarona is coming in. I don't have Rock Slide, which sucks, but I really like having Mach Punch this time around. It can pick off Zygarde, kind of, if it doesn't have extreme speed. I can hit Absol really hard with it. I can hit Minion Shower really hard with it. I can hit Golem really hard with it. Sure to have like Rock Polish or something, Swellow, etc. Like I said, this is my third priority Mon. I'm really just trying to overwhelm him priority. This is a good wall breaker as well. Because with if the right Mons come, like if I don't see Suicune for whatever, I just click Banded Flare Blitz a bunch of times and I really break down his team, except for Zygarde. But I have ways to handle Zygarde, kind of. So, this is just a phenomenal Mon, phenomenal wall breaker versus his team, and just something he does not like. He does not like this Mon whatsoever. And I can kind of take hits from Delmise as well, except for Shadow Claws. So, not much to say about this. Again, I really like the idea of having these three priority Mons here trying to revenge everything on his team. So, Next mon we are bringing is Thugs, Leftover Sturdy, Hidden Power Ice, Toxic Spikes, Gyro Ball, and Volts, which Toxic Spikes is really, really nice for wearing down his team. It's really offensive, but it's also really bulky due to the fact that it has a Roar Veil. So, Toxic Spikes are there to help wear that down. I have this crazy, crazy spread. And I don't know why it's not maximizing my attack, but whatever. Oh, because it needs to be... I don't know. I feel like I'm supposed to change it to 31, but I don't really care. 4 attack EVs does something. I believe it lets me O-code Ninetales through Aurora Veil, which sounds about right. So, maybe that's what it is for. I think that's what the 4 does. 24 in special attack means that I break max Zygarde sub with Hidden Power Ice. Something like that. And I have enough special bulk so I can take on Lola Ninetales, I think. Or I can take a hit from Swellow or something. I don't know, because they can all bring HP Fire. Or Fire coverage, so. And then I have a whole bunch of physical bulk. Physical bulk, of course, there, so I can handle Zygarde as best as possible. Hit him with Hidden Power Ice. And Volt Switch is there. It's just there. I don't really know how much I'll be clicking it, but it's the one thing that I felt like I need. I didn't really feel like I needed anything else in that slot. Volt Switch is really nice for getting momentum. If I think he's going to go into Absol, I can just Volt Switch out on it as it comes in, or I can Gyro Ball and just potentially 2 KO it. So that's good. I believe I actually take Fire Blast from Absol. I believe that's what it was. So that's that. Toxic Spike's just so good versus his team. If he is Vincoon, Toxic Spikes are really good for that. And yeah, Volt Switch, I believe, does not break Suicune's sub before it Calm Mind's up. Huh. I thought it did something. I don't know. I do not know. But this is very good for his team. Volt Switch, I can also Volt Switch out on the Volcarona before it starts trying to set up on me. And I can go into something like Goodra and force it out. So that's really nice. But Fortress is just here to be an all-around Bulkymon to handle a whole bunch of threats. I can also take a Boom Burst or 2 from Swellow. So that's really nice. And then finally, the last one, we are bringing another debut Shinjin, the Rhyperior, Rindo Berry, Stealth Rock, Protect, Earthquake, and Ice Punch. Protect is there for something. Scouting. I think it's to scout, but I'm not sure. It's also there for like wearing down toxic mons. That's really nice. Why do I have Protect? There was a reason for Protect. Me and Chow. Duh. I was thinking it was for a Mega Lopunny, but I'm like, there's no Mega Lopunny on this team. Did I get my teams mixed up? It's for a high jump kick from me and Chow, because I don't have switch-ins to that thing on this particular team. Even though I have a Mimikyu and a Weezing and a Grumpig and a Zapdos, all kind of mods that handle it, I don't have actually switches to it. So I'm very unprepared for that thing. So I can Protect and just do 50% to it, so that's nice. And Earthquake and ice coverage, or ground ice coverage, just destroy him. He does not have really good switches to it. The only one that really switches into it, of course, is the Suicune, which I'll just go into my Goodra. If it's poisoned, it's really good. But that is the team. I hope I covered everything. I feel kind of tired, so I'm kind of like trying not to go into too much detail on some of this stuff. I just want to go to bed. Oh, the spread, of course, the spread. I have enough speed to outspeed a Alolan Golem, as well maybe as a Delma, trying to with a little bit of speed. The defense, I believe the defense is from Zygarde, like a certain setup Zygarde. I can take a hit from that, and I can Ice Punch it and weaken it. And then a lot of Spadef, so I can take on Volcarona and Swellow and the likes. But anyway, that is that, and I will see you all tomorrow for our battle. Hopefully we'll go 3-0 and really shut the analysts up. Peace.